Hey, this is Dave. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Living an Abundant Life. We're in the midst of a series on ordering your financial world. On our last video, we gave an overview of 6 different areas that you need to focus on to order your financial world. Those areas were tithing, setting aside a reserve fund, paying off debt, having patience, funding your retirement accounts, and then finally investing. Today we're going to talk about the first of those 6, tithing. So tithe means 1/10, or giving 10% of your income back to God. We take our inspiration from the Bible, the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 10, which says, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, says the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be enough room to store it." So this is the only place in the Bible where God says, test me on something. He says that in the verse. Test me. See if I will not open the floodgates of heaven. I want to say to you though, it's not always money that you're going to be blessed with. If your life is in order the rest of your life and you're tithing, I believe God's going to help you to meet your needs. But blessings may not always be money. In fact, my tithe story has nothing to do with money. It was back in 1998. I had recently been hired by a local company as the chief financial officer. And about 5 months into this new job, the man who hired me, the chief executive of the company, was abruptly terminated. So the board sat me and this other man that I worked with down, and this other guy was just a little bit older than me and had been there just a few months longer than I had. And they said, yeah, we're going to do a national search for a new CEO, and we want you two to run this company until we get this person hired. That became a bit of a stressful situation. Neither of us had ever done anything like that before, and it was a little nerve-wracking. But we did it. We were able to keep the company going in a good way, and we actually grew the company while this happened. But like I said, it was very stressful. I remember one day, though, I was in my office meeting with the CPA firm that did our tax work, and he saw in my office I had various golf paraphernalia in the office, and so he said, "David, it looks like you like to golf." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I'd like to take you to Eugene Country Club tomorrow to golf." Now, some of you that may mean absolutely nothing to, but for those of you that are golfers, Eugene Country Club is a very prestigious course, and it had been a dream of mine to play it, and I just never thought I'd get to. I never thought I'd have the resources nor the connections to play it. And so this opportunity was really just a blessing to me. Golf is actually something that's very relaxing to me. It helps me to get my mind focused around the different things that are going on in my life. And I just saw this as a wonderful opportunity. And the next day it was great. I didn't golf that well, but that was okay. It was a wonderful time out on this beautiful golf course. And I looked back on it a few days later and was like, why did I get this blessing? And this verse, Malachi 3:10, came to me. And Darlene and I had always been very consistent and faithful in giving our tithe. I saw this as God opening the floodgates of heaven and blessing me. It had nothing to do with money, but it was a blessing to me. It was what I needed at that time. If you don't believe the way I do, I still think you need to give. I still think you need to be giving to charitable organizations, or you need to be giving and helping people in your community. So I met with a couple friends of mine here recently, and we talked about giving, and they gave me their feedback and about giving to the community and what have you. And then one of them gave me access to this medical journal article, and it talked about the endorphins that are released when you give of yourself, your time, your money. If you're a runner and you get a runner's high, I've never got a runner's high, but my understanding is it's a feeling of euphoria while you're running. Chocolate will do it for some people. It'll give them a feeling of euphoria. But giving in this article was rated number 2 on things you can do to release these endorphins, to give you that positive, euphoric feeling. You're giving back to others. That's the message today. We need to be giving back to others. As a Christian, we need to be tithing and giving that back to our Christian community. Other folks, you need to be giving to charitable organizations, giving of your time, giving of your resources, what have you. I encourage you to do that. Hey, thanks for joining me for this episode on tithing. I hope you have an abundant life. Have a great day.